say I trend it and then me be reading movie. The big busha. Meaning say when was the last time you watched a blockbuster movie of the week or something? But wait there, Bongo ideas explanation or the other out of the predicament to go through what he went through in the hands of the kidnappers. You know what? Just we're laying it down bit by bit, step by step, and not the brave. But for moment you see ma, now Mr. Popcorn be drink be wine. It's a story way. It's a long movie. Saying I'm the trend dates everywhere Bibiano the Anansi studio into Yopoo be a pre-birthday photo shoots be pre-wedding photo shoots and I say cover events of any sort of my friend numbers ne good screen so no they are very well equipped cameramen and editors are on bet me did you man mau come it's answer moto just why neat work and no let's get talking Bongo ideas sit down be a ni page so but probably be to me reading tende Safwa, me be sacrifice me ho na me read the actual so na be ya identify say we show movie no because it's indeed a movie. I'm getting through it. Also, this is what I went through. On the dawn of Thursday, March 14, 2024, around 2 to 3 a.m., while I was just dozing off in my couch, a group of suspected police officials invaded my home. Immediately, the entire household and some tenants in the house woke up to ask for their mission. They blatantly refused to answer them and moved straight to my door to break in. They banged into the first door tremendously and eventually broke it open with full combat force. Combat force, where scene one, no. And also then, I woke up abruptly to check what was happening. There and then, I was hit in the face so hard, pinched to the floor, knees on my back and neck like George Floyd. On says papa be na a black American be no more yet or more treating on maybe no yes or sad description and no my yes like George Floyd. And I was cuffed. I asked what my crime was, and the reply I received was 3 heavy slaps from supposed officers who were brandishing or rifle and pistols. They dragged me back into my bedroom, ransacked it hurriedly, then took my iPhone 12 Pro Max, MacBook Pro 2020 M1, my MTN TurboNet router, itel earphone phone, and all my IDs, including my Ghana card, Visa card, Voters ID, and NHIA card. All my charges were also taken. In a Rambo style. Just or describing the no one say yes, movie no a movie. In a Rambo style, I was dragged like a wanted fugitive into a minivan that looked like a police vehicle with no number plates. When the household requested for which station they were taking me to, they reluctantly said Central. Further questions from the fear-stricken crowd was ignored. Immediately, I was pushed into the vehicle. I was blindfolded and a cover was put over my head. Then I was subjected to severe physical abuse by these men who then revealed to me sadly that they weren't sanctioned police officers. One of the men said verbatim, "You are very stupid for insulting my mother and you pay for it with your life. When you look at me, do I look like an ordinary police officer?" I mustered courage and asked who his mother was. He went berserk and reacted instantly by slapping me on the face multiple times and hitting me in the abdomen. I let out a yelp of pain. Are you enjoying the movie, guys? Let's go. The car traveled for a while and a call came purportedly asking them to take a detour. I was then told that they were taking me to a river to put bullets in my head and dump me. Hey! One of the men said, "Let's just finish him off here and dump his body into the water. Nobody will even notice." Okay. I was told to say my final words as they pointed the erect pistols to my head. I went blank. After the men paced up and down for a while, contemplating on what to do with me when I'm eventually rendered lifeless, they somehow decided to put me back into the car. Now I said, how does this add up? Almost the 20 so. And I fade here. Almost up and down, contemplating how to. Okay, and to us way. Also, they said to me that they would be taking me to the northern region where I would be killed and be buried silently without a trace. One said in tree, "We will add you to the accident victims and bury you en masse." Okay. I was then transported to an unknown location where I was carelessly pushed up a flight of stairs while still blindfolded and in cuffs. I hit my head against the pillar several times. So for who Zion Felix the interview, no. Does he look like someone who has been hit down the stairs several times? Then to us, one of the men said in tree, Commander, we have brought him. The commander asked me to kneel and reveal my passwords. I refused, and once again, I received blows to my face, kicks to my tummy, and slaps to my back. I finally succumbed. I asked that my items be given back to me after they were done with the search because I have nothing incriminating on them. The reply I sharply got was whether I wanted my items back or I wanted my life back, and I said both. Subsequently, I was taken out and down and then put into a different car other than the van that brought me. How will you know? Or say I was put into a different car other than the one that brought me. How will you? Obi, I will say you're blindfolded. How will you know? Say yeah, the go different car. Okay, yes. I was taken to another unknown location, still in cuffs and blindfolded. After some minutes of a rough ride, I was given to another set of unknown individuals who took me to a room and locked me up. Okay. After hours of being cuffed at the back, the metal started eating into my flesh and I was feeling excruciating pain. Bongo. I asked that the cuffs be made more flexible and that they should take me to the law court and charge me if I had committed any crime. Nobody was present to answer me, I realized. Due to the bad stench in the room, I threw up a couple of times. I could not sit nor stand. I leaned. I was sweating profusely with my face swollen like a thief who had been subjected to mob violence. Okay, how did he know that his face was swollen? All right, let's move on. I laid on my side in that cold room for more than 8 hours. I only heard distant chatter and approaching footsteps. Nobody said anything to me or told me why I was there. At a point, I feared for my life. This is where the question is. At a point, you fear for. So after you do share car, Nima will say you do fast staircase. So to staircase, you didn't fear for your life. You are now fearing for it. Okay. Yeah, the 20 next you so. You went blank. You didn't fear. Okay. At a point, I feared for my life considering the fact that I was cuffed and powerless, bundled into a room and blindfolded, and didn't know if I were a sacrificial lamb being taken to the slaughterhouse. Later on, I was picked up like a log and put in another vehicle. This vehicle drove for a short while and then I was given to a new set of individuals. These individuals dragged me by the collar of my shirt and pushed me into their car. A new cover was put over my blindfolded face, which made it difficult for me to catch some breath. I suffocated silently. I hope you are enjoying the movie though. Okay. I sat in the middle of two men at the rear who pinched my legs to the carpet of the car with what felt like guns. My knees were hit from time to time as we journeyed. They said no word and the interior of the car felt like a Toyota V8 or an SUV. Hey, Bongo ideas be too much. Just like you can feel what brand of car it is by just, the interior. You feel. Okay. Let me repeat that side. The interior of the car felt like a Toyota V8 or an SUV. Hey. These men drove me for over 30 minutes until they got to their destination. Then I was brought out and pushed into a room. A man came to give me further instructions and warnings. He said, "Why do you insult the president of the country? A small boy like you should not have the audacity to criticize the president. If the economy is not working, does it call for insults? All your other friends will also be picked up and be disciplined in due time." Then one of his boys subjected me to immense physical torture by hitting my cuffed hands with a stick until they became numb. It was for Zion Felix interview at Branty. He looks perfectly okay. Obi ayaya was sad description you didn't cover this and bruises. We should see bruises. Yentwa moving this way. Me drew hifa. More slaps followed with every word that he said. My shin was hit until it started to bleed. Then the hot words continued. He was like, How much have you taken from the opposition? How much has Mahama and the NDC paid you to publish what you publish? Tell us now. Mention their names. I had no answers for them, and that exacerbated my plight. I was beaten to a near pulp. Then I was taken back into the vehicle. Okay. They got out, switched off the AC. Hey, it sounds to the ACC also. Switched off the AC and closed the door. The heat in the car made me shout for help. I was literally losing my breath. All this while, I was still cuffed and blindfolded. Then one of the men suggested that I be dropped at an unknown place at night. A new suggestion to drive me around for hours was rather taken. I asked where I were, and one said, "You are somewhere in the eastern region." Okay. Subsequently, the cuffs were removed. My swollen wrist and hands hung loosely. I was then tied up against with a rope at the back and pushed into the car. After several minutes of ride, I was brought out and abandoned in a forest near a path. How will you know you are in a forest near a path? You are blindfolded. Yeah. Okay. Yes. They drove off speedily. I shook, nodded my head vigorously until the blindfold started to loosen up. They had taken the cover off the blindfold, so it took me nearly a minute or so for it to drop off my face and eyes. I saw light for the first time since dawn. I then picked up a stone to cut the rope. It was an effort in futility, but I persisted until it cut. A good Samaritan, an Okada rider, felt pity judging by my state and brought me back home. Okay. He gave me his helmet and made me sleep on his back while I pointed out the directions to him. Gave you, imagine it. Okay, until Tinechi and I'll do theater, Osha helmet. From Eastern region. Okay, sure. He gave me his helmet and made me sleep on his back while I pointed out the directions to him. He later revealed to me that where I was dropped off by the kidnappers was Boteman Racecourse. Boteman Racecourse. And a final way no kind of say, or say a day after, I went to the Sotion police station to file a report and to write a statement. My family had already done that after visiting all police stations and not finding me the day before. I was subsequently admitted to the hospital. The police are currently investigating the incident, so I would like to keep the details thereof from the public. All the logins to my social media handles have been compromised and changed. The passwords to my iCloud, Google, and Twitter accounts have been altered, so I can't log in. Also, I had to get a police extract in order to get a Ghana card replacement, so to get my SIM card back, which ultimately helped me to log into my Instagram and Facebook accounts. I am working to get my Twitter and Google accounts back. But in the meantime, my new Twitter handle is Bongo Ideas 247. Thanks for your kind concern as I strive to make full recovery. Back again as soon as I can. Ghana is not safe. Albert Nathaniel Ni Okain Tete Hyde. Bongo Ideas. Did you enjoy this movie? Well, I did, because it's a very interesting movie and it has a lot of questions around it. I mean, how can you go through all of this ordeal? And so, like, I hope someone who interview, most snippets of that interview.
Yeah, fine. Are you okay? Well, me 100% okay.
What is wrong with you?
Based on what is happening.
How is it affecting you?
Surely it is affecting my mental health. It is affecting me as a person, especially what I went through and all that, and what people are saying on social media. So, some of the comments will get to you. So I'm soaking it, and as the days go on, I'm trying to get better.
Yeah, only text can this some of us.
Well, some of you are more experienced, so you know how to handle issues like this. I mean, this is my first time that I'm out there.
Now, someone, is there any evidence of bruise, even on his wrist or anything? I mean, yes, Uncle Hospital, he was treated. He has been offline for a while now, but it's with this explanation, detailed and total explanation. No, it's still like, I don't know how to put it, guys. Mom one or comment section because how can you recover so quickly? Your flesh and your skin, and you're very good with that, or very nice supplementary stuff because Ebusiafo, let me know your thoughts at the comment section about this bongo ideas, scrutiny or the abano. Mami who adwin tre e wo hono. But some people also the adwin tre e buy just say empo Afia Schwarzenegger e di video bi abetu dwa o trema. Onti ati the entimpo ankofo ye den. Nkofo no mo kidnapping no. Omo de ne ba back. Now these are some of the comments. Answer na Afia Schwarzenegger ne video. These are some of the comments. Omo commenting e wo bongo ideas the story now share na so be say we really don't care what you went through, Charlie. They shouldn't have even brought you back. This is an interesting movie, my brother. You can make a great writer for Hollywood, yes. Just imagine if it was someone else narrating this ordeal. Bongo would say it's a lie and the person is seeking for attention, which is true. Or if I was to say, but the things you have said have a lot of conflicting angles. You were blindfolded, but you were able to tell they handed you over to a different set of people. Wow. Also, I never knew feeling the seat of a car could indicate the kind of car it is. Shaking your head took off the blindfold, but when you were locked in the room for 8 hours, you couldn't shake your head for the blindfold to come off. Interesting. I mean, we are critical analysis, so normal. And you claim they told you in other words. Why do you have guts to speak about the president? Like, let's be serious here. I'm really surprised upon all you claim you were subjected to. You didn't pass out, and also in that state of bleeding, pain, and weakness, you didn't ask the so-called Okada rider to take you to the nearest hospital, but rather take you home before you later being admitted. This is total, like, your crafty story, no? Any idea about to drama and TNC you be reading. I know before to say you haven't seen anything yet. This is just a comic aspect of the greatest one to happen to you. Charlie, you deserve it in some way, but I still feel you don't have to go through that. You should learn from this and do better. Obviously, say a movie title, please. There was your former share if you are Schwarzenegger on also or on this and the numbers here.
Insult anybody. Masa, I am speaking for all Ghanaians. We are disappointed that you are back. Because why will they kidnap you and not do the needful? Bongo Ideas has been arrested. The famous, Dabendium. Because the police need to arrest him today. The police need to arrest Bongo Ideas. Bongo Ideas, and then a cousin, their story is not storing. No. Bongo Ideas, say actually 3 o'clock. Ne cousin say, ye funny 2 a.m. Which is which? Ne cousin say, Bongo buy, you know, or see a mono. Bongo so see a bono, ye the trio eshenity. I think it's about time Ghana police need to investigate both of them and let's get to the bottom of this. But Bongo Ideas, I just have to be honest to you. On behalf of all Ghanaians, we don't give a fuck who came for you. Do you want to know the next time? We don't give a fuck whether you came back alive or dead. And do you know what we wish for? We can't wait for those people that came for you. We don't give a fuck. And finally, we can't wait for those people who came for you to come for you again. Almost if you talk about the president, don't you know anybody can come and kidnap you? Bongo Ideas, on behalf of all Ghanaians, we are so disappointed in the people that came for you that they returned you. I'm speaking for every Ghanaian, except maybe 3 of your relatives. We are highly disappointed in them. I can't stroke no. Now, Bongo Ideas. To be honest, nobody gives a fuck what they did to you. Whether they pointed a gun at your head or your anus. Do you think that is what Ghanaians care about when they don't have?
A lot of people are actually agreeing with her. But, I mean, nso obey anything yes ebe fan sa so far no movie and a bongo ideas e ya ye but whatever else ebeba out no yebetumi e de abrem or trend it has say Mr. also be subscribe to this channel now what's any on post notification so na be ya obetumi enya every single upload am de be brom we say you don't want to miss out uhu abonten kra say na me mecheche ma che no enye sa and I obetumi enya no so please do well to subscribe and turn on post notification what I say yes that's it be sense the trend it abrem